Okay, so God gave me this dream, and He laid it on my heart to share this dream and tell everyone that He's coming very, very soon. The rapture will take place. Jesus is going to come back and rapture His church. The way that the dream went, I was sleeping on my bed, which is a big king-size bed, and it was nighttime, like at the middle of the night, basically, maybe like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was just hearing like chaos outside my window. I was hearing like, you know, I was hearing like bombs and like, people and stuff talking, and all of a sudden I was hearing like the siren noise. But the siren didn't sound like an ambulance. It sounded more like, the sound that they make whenever there's war, like in like Holocaust movies and stuff. Like it'll be like a siren, like rah, 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 like that. So I was hearing it really, really loud, and it woke me up in the dream while I was sleeping on the bed. Like the loud siren noise got me up, and I was hearing like soldiers outside of the window talking to each other, like giving each other commands and stuff. And I was so scared in this dream. And I knew that, there was a war outside. And the only light that I was able to see and know where I was or what I was doing was the fire that was burning outside. Like, there was, because there's so much chaos, like there's fires breaking out from people's houses and, from the bombs and stuff. So that little bit of light was what was shining into my room to show me where I was. So when I saw and, heard all the chaos, I was scared and I wanted to get on the floor, like to kind of shield myself, and I, looked around me, and my babies were in the bed with me, my 6-year-old, my 3-year-old, and my 8-month-old baby. So I was just scared. My first instinct was to protect them somehow. So I looked over and I saw my mom was laying on the bed with me too. So I told her, like, I want us to get on the floor, because if they start shooting or anything, I don't want the bullets to come through the window and hit us. So I I got on the floor, and my mom was like telling me, like, try not to be, suspicious. Like, if the soldiers come in here and see you hiding, they're going to think that you're a bad person because you're hiding from them. So I was like, okay, Mommy, but what do we do? So I grabbed my 6-year-old, got him on the floor, my 3-year-old, and I told them to be quiet. And I went to grab my baby, and I checked her back because bullets started flying into the window, but nothing hit her, thank God. So I checked her back, and she was okay. So I just like kind of laid her down next to me, and I grabbed the remote for the TV. I managed to turn the TV on, and what I saw was like news flash on every station. They were showing wars breaking out all over. And the wars, like, it started from the north of America, and it was moving downwards towards the south to Houston, where we live. And I was like seeing like a map, showing on the TV how the war was progressing, and how like people were dying, and there was just, it was crazy, chaos everywhere. People were going in stores and stealing stuff, and like, it was bad. So I had the TV on mute because I didn't want the soldiers to hear that people were in the house. So next thing I know, the soldiers found their way into our house. And when they broke into the room where me and my mom and my kids were hiding, they started questioning us. But before that happened, I called my husband when I saw what was happening on TV, and I was telling him, like, look, you know, there's a war. The war is here. And my husband was like, you know, somewhere else working. So he was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my. That's all he said. And the phone just cut off. And the soldiers came in. And when they came in, they were questioning me and my mom. They were asking me to bring my identity to prove to them that I live in that house, or they were going to shoot me dead. So I told them, like, I have a lot of letters that come to this house. Like, I can bring all of my proof. You know, these are my 3 kids. I just want us to be safe. Please help us. You know, don't kill us. Like, we're innocent. We're good people. Like, you know, we just want to be safe. So I showed them all my credentials, and they said that they had a list, and they went through the list, and they said my name wasn't on it. So that's why I had to prove to them that I lived there. So when I gave them all that stuff to show them who I was, they were like, okay. And I begged them to help us, and the officer left, and they were dressed in this black army like fatigue, but it was more like SWAT team. Like, it didn't have the camouflage. It was just blacked out with black helmets on their head, and they had like the black shields and the big guns, and it was so scary. And that officer went and got somebody else, or he was maybe a soldier, I don't know. He got somebody else, and when that guy came, I told him, like, you know, these are me, this is my kids, you know, this situation that's going on, it's going to happen in real life. Please remember my face when I come to you. Please help us. I was so scared, and he promised me that he would help us. So after, and the guy, he looked like Hispanic, or like, you know, kind of like, you know, Hispanic and white or something, but I remember his exact face and everything. So he promised he would help us, and they brought a helicopter. So they told us that we had to get on the helicopter, that it would take us somewhere. So we got on the helicopter, but I noticed that when we came out, there were bodies everywhere, dead people everywhere, and there were other families that were being questioned the same way like us. So when I was getting to the helicopter, I noticed that my shoes and my clothes were on the floor. So I asked the guy, like, can we please bring the helicopter down so I can get all my clothes and my shoes? And he told me no, that the helicopter, once we go up, it's not coming back. And like, the bullets, they were shooting at the helicopter. I was so scared that the bullets would come in. And he told me, no, don't worry, that we would all be safe. And he took my mom, me, and the kids to like another house or another place that was so peaceful. And there was no war there. And it was so bright and beautiful. So, yeah, Jesus is coming. Everyone, give your life to Christ and be prepared.